Hey guys, it's Leah Michelle from Resistance Chicks. Today is Thursday, July 27th, 2017. Raise your hand if you understand what's going on with Debbie Wasserman Schultz and her little cronies that are trying to flee the country with lots and lots of money.
Okay, so we all know that Wasserman Schultz Wasserman Schultz, I call her Wasserman.
Wasserman.
She had hired these guys from Pakistan. The ringleader is Imran, and he was actually apprehended by the FBI in the airport yesterday in what is believed to be bank fraud of about $300,000. Now, I believe the number is he and his family members, since they started working in the 2000s, that they made like $4 million off of taxpayer money. Their rise to IT fame is unprecedented. Their salaries are unprecedented. But what it was really suspect here is that they smashed. There were several more smashed hard drives seized from the home of the two Pakistan brothers who worked as IT workers for Wasserman Schultz.
I don't understand how if there is more than one, that's not an accident, right? You give one accident, right? Smashed hard drive, that the FBI doesn't all of a sudden just kind of like swoop in and arrest a whole bunch of people, because you know people trying to hide something when they are smashing hard drives.
So back in February, it was really played low-key because everybody wanted to do Trump-Russia, right? Very few questions about this. When Nancy Pelosi was questioned about this, she said, "Well, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't really know what you're talking about."
It's a pretty, what did she say, heavy-handed accusation or something.
However,
like that.
Listen to this. Via WikiLeaks, and Julian Assange tweeted this out today. Pelosi may have known about Imran Anwan because this tweet came out.
And these are brothers that you're talking about.
Right. Pelosi is doing closed-door meeting, no staff or anyone allowed. Caitlin, come to Rayburn room and get her iPad for Imran. Tracy and Kate will I call. Okay, so it appears Pelosi was aware of this Democratic IT staffer, and in this video here,
what are you talking about here? So, I'm not familiar. You have a very specific charge there. I haven't followed that so closely. We've been busy with a lot of other things.
Because you're talking about email information.
No, I don't. I'm not going. I'm not sufficiently.
She doesn't know anything. Okay, that's what she does. To say. Right, exactly. So, Breitbart had previously reported that a federal employee with knowledge of the situation told the Daily Caller in May a laptop used by Imran was hidden in an unused crevice of the Rayburn House office building. It was found by Capitol Police and seized for use in the criminal investigation against him. Wasserman Schultz's office is in Longworth House office building, a separate structure. The laptop was reportedly found hidden in a little used section of the Rayburn House office building. Was later seized by Capitol Police. Shortly after the laptop was seized, Wasserman Schultz reportedly threatened, and it wasn't really a threaten. I have the video here.
Under my understanding, the Capitol Police is not able to confiscate members' equipment when the member is not under investigation. It is their equipment, and it's supposed to be returned.
Well, I think there's extenuating circumstances in this case, and I think that, you know, working through my counsel and you know, the necessary personnel, if that in fact is the case, and you know, with the permission of through the investigation, then we'll return the equipment. But until that's accomplished, I can't return the equipment.
I think you're violating the rules when you conduct your business that way, and should expect that there will be consequences.
The one story at this point certainly has more questions than answers. The man himself pleaded not guilty on Tuesday. We also reached out to Debbie Wasserman Schultz's office for comment, but there's been no response as of.
So the other Democrats who had the Imran's brothers on Imran on their payroll, they fired him after February. But Debbie Wasserman Schultz didn't fire him until yesterday. And this is
and then he goes to flee the country.
It's really, well, they found out at the airport fleeing the country. And what is actually also kind of definitely disconcerting is that his wife, she was seized too. And the FBI found like $1,200 worth of cash in her suitcases, and there was stuff in the boxes, but they didn't have anything to hold her on, so she was let go, and it's believed that she will never return to the United States again.
I think, yeah, that's pretty safe to say.
Pretty safe to say. So I'm going to play this. This is from the RNC chair here about this. Really good questions, but here's the thing. One of the things I tweeted out today is that why isn't the Republican leadership investigating this? Why don't we hear this from the Republicans trying to get, you know, to the bottom of all of this going on? And they really...
I have an answer.
Why?
The answer is simple to me.
They don't give a flying monkey about it. It's all two sides of one coin.
Exactly. There is equal corruption in the Republican Party just as much as there is in the Democratic Party. And so it's kind of like when you see something happening to like somebody else and you're like, you know what? I'm just not going to just leave that be, because if I go to speak out, then somebody's going to find my dirt.
Well, I think they're all connected. I
Sure.
think they all know.
Now look at Debbie Wasserman Schultz and this Imran Awan last night, who was arrested in Dulles. She kept him on her staff. He was a taxpayer-funded government employee until yesterday when she finally fired him. We need to figure out why this gentleman's under criminal investigation and what he did. And we're not hearing that across the country right now, that Debbie Wasserman Schultz had a staff member who destroyed hard drives and then tried to flee the country.
That's absolutely right. And we've been talking about it on this program. That House IT worker facing charges for bank fraud this morning, accused of double billing the government for computer equipment, but they caught him as he was trying to flee the country at Dulles Airport. The authorities arrested Imran Awan at Dulles, where he had a flight booked to Pakistan through Qatar. Several relatives of the 37-year-old were fired months ago as well, and Awan was kept on staff by Wasserman Schultz for reasons we are just, we have no idea why she waited so long to fire him. But Ron, I'm wondering if there's a lot more to this. I know that he is facing charges of bank fraud, but does he have ties to the Muslim Brotherhood? Is this more about terrorism than just bank fraud?
We have to get to the bottom of this, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz has obstructed at every level on something that affects potentially our national security. So to have this gentleman try and leave the country yesterday, and now we know there's bank fraud, and we know he destroyed these hard drives, and when you read the story about the Marine that found them in the apartment he was trying to rent, I mean, it's a long story, but it's something we have to get to the bottom of. We're not hearing the Democrats talk about it at all.
Right.
Where's Debbie Wasserman Schultz? And we also need to know why the DNC never turned over their hard drive to the FBI to review it as to their hacking situation.
Well, that's right.
So the Democrats are on TV and they're grandstanding every chance they get, but they're not complying and they're not being forthright with their role.
I've been listening to a lot of people ask a lot of questions about that, the DNC server. It makes absolutely positively no sense. I heard a prosecutor say, listen, when I have victims and they want to press charges, they bring to me all the evidence possible. Right. And if a victim wanted to hold back evidence from me to look at, to prosecute somebody, which is what they're saying is that Trump-Russia is a prosecutable offense, that Russia definitely hacked these servers, yet the FBI isn't allowed to look at them. That is the biggest red herring that anybody could ever say. We shut down the case, it's over, it's done, you shut down the narrative, it's over.
Actually, it's even worse than that, though. Because you do keep investigating, but you investigate the said victim because they obviously have something to hide.
Exactly.
So this is absolutely, speaking of the Trump-Russia narrative, are we going to do the funny little tidbit that you found separately?
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay, so come back here shortly because we found another really funny video of a compilation. Paul Joseph Watson tweeted it out, so we're going to bring that back to you.
So I want to end this with a quote from Awan's attorney. This is clearly a right-wing, media-driven prosecution. The media is not doing anything, by the way. By a United States Attorney General's office that wants to prosecute people for working while Muslim. At a quick glance at what the government filed in court today confirms the lack of evidence or proof they have against my client.
Wow.
Working while Muslim.
All right, you guys. Again, we are going to let you leave your comments below and let us know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share these on your social media pages. You know we're on Facebook. Find us on Twitter. We love you guys. God loves you. This is Lee Michelle signing off for Resistant Chicks, where it is not just a conspiracy theory if it's the truth and people are smashing servers or not servers, but hard drives and fleeing the country with $300,000. Yeah, it's just not a conspiracy theory if
way
that kind
more
of stuff
than
is
that.
happening.
His wife's smacked a suitcase full of money.
All right, we love you guys. God bless.
I was cold all alone, no place for home every day, so afraid, but you called